Good morning. Welcome to a brand new reading vlog. You know, guys, I don't know. Let me close this. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. None of my stuff is scripted and I don't practice anything. Whenever I feel like filming, I will just turn on the camera and film. And so today is no different. Today is one of those days where I told myself I'm gonna go undo my nails, and I'll talk about that in a second. I'm gonna go get my nails undone, and I'm not gonna take my camera. I'm not gonna film. It's not gonna be a start of a new reading vlog, and here I am. Didn't bring my camera, and I am filming on my phone, which is why my face looks flushed out, because there's so much light around me. But I'm feeling it because I want to talk about the book that I'm currently reading right now. And that is A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn. I absolutely love this book. I'm on page 81, chapter 9. And when I first started this book, I was like, I'm not going to annotate it. I'm just going to have a good time. It's going to be a fun ride. I'm just going to read it. No, I was mistaken, okay? Because I have annotated a bunch of it. And this is the first time that I organizingly, if that's even a word, annotate it, meaning I actually took the time to write out what my annotations mean, whereas normally I just tab everything, like cluster it all together. But here I've tabbed things that are funny, banter, swoony moments, friendship, details, feminism, if I find any. And so I'm having such a great time reading this. This is a historical mystery romance. We're following Veronica Speedwell. She has just been literally orphaned because her aunt passes away. I think leaves her some money behind, if I'm not mistaken. She didn't have a horrible relationship with her aunts who had taken her in at a young age, but it was kind of like a cold relationship. There was nothing warm and motherly about it. It was just they took her in, took care of her, made sure that she was fed and bathed, and you know, she had a roof over her head. There was no real relationship there as far as a family relationship or a family dynamic. She passes away. She's finally thinking to herself, okay, now I can explore the world. I can continue my research on butterflies, because she does hunt butterflies, and so she wants to go on expeditions and travel and adventures. As she's coming back from the funeral, there is a guy that tries to abduct her. As this is happening, another man steps in and kind of rescues her, tells her, I knew your mother and she was a very lovely woman. My life is destined for me to make sure you're not at harm and nothing happens to you. There's a car parking right next to me and it's so awkward. Anyways, nothing happens to you in the process, so I am bound to you. I am kind of at your service. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even meet my mother, but she was intrigued because she obviously wants to know what her background is, wants to know about her mother. He says, I can't tell you much right now, but I know that you're in grave danger, and I'm going to ask a friend for a favor, meaning I'm going to ask him to take care of you while I try to get this situation handled. The friend that this Baron is asking help from is Mr. Stoker, and Mr. Stoker is the love interest, obviously, in this book. He is a historian and he is a taxidermist, which helps him make money on the side. He's just very grumpy, and it's so funny. The banter that goes on between them back and forth is just so hilarious. I mean, I'm not even far into the book. I'm only like 20% into it, I think. I'm enjoying the accent of the narrator and how it's set in London, the different slang words that they use, and you know, how they banter back and forth, how she pokes at him and he pokes back at her, and he's very grumpy and brooding, and I just think it's so funny. I'm having such a great time, which is obviously why I decided to start annotating it, because I'm just having such a fun time. But anyways, that is what I'm reading. I don't have any plans for this reading vlog, honestly. I think I'm just gonna mood read like I always do. I do want to start Queen of Shadows tomorrow, so that might be in this reading vlog along with another book. I don't know, it just depends on how I feel. But what I was saying is, I am undoing my nails because I go through these stages throughout times of the year where for 6 months I get my nails done, and then I kind of get tired of driving to get my nails done and get, you know, kind of tired of paying for getting my nails done. I rather, like, honestly, no offense to my nail lady or anything, but I'd rather just save that money I waste on gas, because it's really not close to my house, and on my nails that I have to get done every 3 weeks anyways, and just put it on books. Honestly, that is my guilty pleasure. I put it on books. So I'm gonna have her remove all my nail polish, which is probably the biggest waste of money because it still cost me $30, but I don't have the patience or the time to like do this for hours because it would take me hours because I'm not artistic like that. I want her to reshape it and I just want to walk out with my original boyish nails. So I'm gonna go do that. It's literally 5 minutes before my appointment, so I gotta go, but I will talk to you later once I have another update. Okay, so I did it. Look. Oh my gosh, they look so weird, but it was only 20 bucks. And it's so funny because I almost felt like I was breaking up with my nail lady. But I go through these phases, like half the year I don't have any nails, and then the other half I get tired of looking at my boyish nails, so I redo my nails. And it's just, again, because you know, I get tired of driving all the way over here and I don't want to spend the money when I could honestly be saving it for books, to be honest with you. We'll see. These are my natural nails, so they're not really pretty right now. We will see like how they hold up because I usually typically have like very frail nails. So I wouldn't be surprised if they like start to chip or break, but I'm happy. I'm excited. Okay, I'm excited. It saves me a trip and saves me some money to be put into my book fund. It is now 2:37. It's been a long day. We ran some errands. I have not gotten any more reading done, but we did get this at Costco. A sushi platter, which I love this. Their sushi is so good. Figured I can have this when I feel like I want to snack on something. And then we have some potatoes. So we're going to do some meal prepping. I guess we can call this kind of like a little haul. Got some more soy sauce, some seasoning. Got some ginger, some kimchi. I've never had this brand, so I'm excited. Fiery mayo, wasabi. We have some smoked paprika, some cream cheese. I needed an extra pair of these, but this is also what we got. And the reason why we got this is because we want to kind of save money on coffee. I mean, we love our Nespresso, but sometimes I want to have more than one cup of coffee. So we're going to try this out. This, you can actually ground your coffee, and it also has the pods. And for the pods, we are going to try this medium roast Hawaiian blend from Costco. If you guys have ever had this, let me know if you like it. I'm not saying I want to get rid of my Nespresso coffee maker yet. I don't know if I can do that. But if this tastes just as good and it saves us money, why not? Moment of truth. My husband made our first cup of coffee. How does it taste?
It tastes good.
It actually tastes...
it's probably because I have
like
cream, ice cream, creamer.
Yeah. But it actually tastes lighter than our Nespresso. Like our Nespresso, you could taste more of the coffee. But I don't mind it. Like I can have 2 cups of that.
It tastes like creamy coffee.
I can't have 2 cups of Nespresso because then I get a headache. So my husband cooked us lunch. We're waiting for the potato wedges. This is to make your own brew, basically. Look how cute this is. So cute. We haven't taken down our Nespresso yet because we're just gonna test it out. But here it is. Look how cute it looks. It's so pretty. But eventually it'll go there. I just don't know if I can part ways with my Nespresso. I love my Nespresso. But I also want to have 2 cups of coffee a day and not just 1. So we shall see. Okay, it is now 5:27. My husband works tonight. On nights like this, I like to take advantage and just kind of pull like an all-nighter a little bit. Not an all-nighter, but like kind of go to bed like at 2 a.m. because I want to get a lot of reading done. And my ambitious goal today was to finish this book. Look how much I have. There's no way I'm gonna finish it by tomorrow, but I wanted to finish it because I want to start Queen of Shadows tomorrow. I don't like reading 2 books at the same time, especially when it's any of Sarah J. Maas's books, because those require a lot of my attention. It just becomes too much. But I'm gonna try, or at least get almost all of it done, so that tomorrow I only have a couple hours left, and then I could just do that at night. I have my coffee. I will say it does not taste like our lattes that we make on our Nespresso machine, and it never will. I understand that. It's edible. It's drinkable. It tastes lighter. It almost tastes like light coffee with water in it. and some creamer. So it doesn't taste the same. I use a different creamer than my husband does. So my creamer is like almond based and it's not as sweet as my husband's. So yeah, I mean, I don't think, he says we're only gonna have one machine. I'm like, but we have the room for two. So there's gonna be times where I'm gonna want just a fancy, you know, Nespresso vanilla latte. And then there's gonna be times like this where I can drink 2 cups of this throughout the day and not have this pounding headache. Whereas if I drink 2 cups of my Nespresso coffee, yeah, I have a migraine. So yeah, slowly working on wanting to keep both, but we'll see. So I'm gonna try to get some reading done tonight, do some laundry. When I tuck the kids in and they're finally in bed, then I will just have a relaxing night and read. I actually am a little annoyed because I have an unboxing that I wanted to do today that I thought was delivered today because it said it was. I also have my Illumicrate box that has yet to arrive. It's January. It's my January box and it's now February 3rd. And usually I don't get my Illumicrate boxes that late, but honestly, I feel like they forgot about me because everybody has gotten theirs, including Canada, which I think US and Canada ship around the same time. It just so happened that it was saying that the shipping label has been created, but it's sitting at the facility or something like that. So I've reached out to Illumicrate and I'm like, I haven't received anything yet, you know? It's just such a coincidence that as soon as I did that, the next day I got an email saying, we've shipped your order. So, I mean, I get it. It happens. I just want my box. I don't want anybody else to have it because it's precious cargo in there, okay? It's a precious expensive book in there. Not that anybody would take my box, but yeah, I don't have it. And I'm getting antsy because I still need to film a video of unboxing it. So hopefully, even though it said it was delivered today in the mailbox, which it wasn't, hopefully tomorrow it will be. I have an update for you guys. Let's talk about it over a glass of wine, shall we? Okay, a curious beginning. Look at this, by the way. Look how much I've tabbed. I had to fix the camera because it wasn't focusing. Anyways, I've tabbed a lot. If you see that, I've tabbed so much. I guess it does not want to focus on the book. Okay, I'm literally an hour away from finishing the book and I think I'm gonna give this a 4-star. I'm enjoying it a lot. I've been having such a fun time reading it. The narrator for this is spectacular. She narrates it with such a great accent. I love it so much. I'm a sucker for great accents, especially when it comes to narrating. We're coming down to the nitty-gritty where they're trying to figure out what was the reason that Veronica is in danger, why the Baron was murdered. I can't reveal much. I don't want to say much because I don't want to give anything away, but given how much time I have on it and how little I have left, I highly doubt that it's going to be resolved in these last couple of chapters. I don't know. I have a feeling it's not going to be resolved and it's going to trickle onto the next book in the series, which will probably have another mystery to solve. The main mystery will probably be Veronica Speedwell's mystery. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. She's kind of involved in this mystery within itself, and that's all I'm going to say. So that's what I'm predicting. I'll let you know if that's the case, but I'm foreseeing that finish this tonight after the kids are in bed, and then I'll probably try to start Queen of Shadows, if not for sure tomorrow. Tonight's pizza night and game night. We wanted to treat the kids to just a fun night before Charlie goes to school tomorrow. We usually, when we have game nights with the kids, we will have it with pizza. It's really fun. We love it for our kids, and it's just really great fun family time. I will check back in once I have another update. Basically today, all I've done is read all day long. Okay, so it's the next day and I wanted to give you an update. So last night I did end up finishing A Curious Beginning by Diana Raybourn, and overall I'd like to say I'm going to give this book a 4. It was very fun. Like I said, it feels like a Sherlock Holmes version. Like it feels like a Sherlock Holmes mystery, but make it with a woman, you know, make it feminist, make it empowering, make it brilliant. Like it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. There's just something about it that didn't give me the 5-star feeling that I get when I rate 5-star books, you know? And so for those reasons, that's why I gave it a 4. But overall, my experience with it was good. There was great banter. I love the backdrop where the story is set and takes place in. I love that time in history. It was just a really good time. There were so many great quotes in here, so many funny things that happened, such great banter. I really enjoyed it. So I can't wait to move on to the next book. I don't know if I'm gonna read these back to back, but I'm definitely interested in reading the next book for sure. So I did end up picking up Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. I'm already on page 66, and my God, the opening chapter of this book was so good. So good. It's like 2 pages long, a very quick short chapter, but it was so good. I don't know why every single time with fantasy I just am very hesitant, even though I know I'm gonna have such a great time reading the book, especially with Sarah J Maas. I feel like I just get intimidated by how thick these books get, you know, as I progress in each series. And so I've been hesitant to start it because once I start any of Sarah J Maas's books, I literally binge them. I eat, breathe, and sleep Sarah J Maas, okay? I guess the only reason why I was hesitant to start it is because once I'm in this world with these characters, I don't want to be anywhere else, and so I find myself binging most of the books, which is fine, but then it kind of throws away any of my TBR plans that I had for the month, you know? It discards all my TBR plans I had for the month, so that's pretty much the only reason why I'm hesitant, aside from the books being like super chunky and thick. But man, this book already starts out strong. This time I'm being a little organized with my tabbing. Every tab means something different. Like I have specific details I want to pay attention to. I have the magic system. I have the creatures, new characters being introduced, or just things like that that I know I want to remember throughout the book and I want to refer to back in the series, because with this series in particular, you have to pay a lot of attention to it. If you don't, you will be confused towards the middle or end of the book, and that's not a really great experience. So yeah, again, I already started off feeling like this is going to be another 5-star read for me. I'm excited. I'm going to keep reading. I did get a lot done this morning. I mean, I'm feeling productive because on top of all the things that I do in the morning, like tidy up, make the kids' beds, get Charlie ready for school, read for an hour or two, I also managed to finally get back to working out, which I took a week off because I was just not motivated to do it. So I'm back at it with working out, which is good. Got all of that done, and now I'm just gonna sit down, enjoy this gloomy, rainy day with a good book in my hands. That is pretty much it for my updates for now. Hi, it's Tuesday now and I have so many things to talk to you about. I have updates, I have a package I want to open with you, so I have so many things. This morning I woke up in the best mood ever. I was able to get some reading done, get my workout in. Today's workout was kind of like a yoga and bar mix of a workout, and it was so good, so relaxing. My body felt amazing afterwards, and yeah. So I'm happy, I'm in a good mood. I also feel very productive because finally my Illumicrate box came in, and I suspect that they just lost it in the mail at some point. So, or it was just sitting at the facility and they forgot to send it. I don't know. Anyways, I did that video. I just did my unboxing video, and that one's gonna go up before this vlog, but I'm excited because the book in it sounds very interesting and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Now, let's go over my reading updates. First of all, as you guys know, I undid my nails, and this morning for my unboxing videos, I have a ton of really good quality nail polish that I've accumulated when I went through this phase last year of I want to do my own nails and I want to, you know, just be self-sufficient. So I ended up painting my nails. I don't know if you can see, but look how pretty they are. They're just like this holographic sheer, like really pretty subtle color, and I love it. It's just enough to look pretty in videos, but it's not like overkill. And I'm not the best nail polish painter, like I'm not the best painter, so you can't really see my imperfections because it's so sheer. But anyways, let's move on to book updates. So I did a thing last night. I did end up reading a little more of Queen of Shadows yesterday. I read over 100 and something pages. I think it was 120. I'm really enjoying this so much. It's already getting so good. It's jumping into action. It's getting very interesting. I can't wait to read more. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to read today because I also have to work on editing my January wrap-up video. That filming that was such a hot mess. Like, it's gonna be so annoying editing it, but I have to finish editing it today so that tomorrow I can post it for you guys. So I did manage to hit my 100-page goal for this book, and I'm absolutely devouring it, enjoying it, and it's at a point where now it's really fast-paced and there's so many things going on right now. Last night I was in a reading mood. I ended up falling asleep a little bit, ended up reading a couple pages of Queen of Shadows, but then I finished reading, hitting my goal, and I wanted to jump into another book because I ended up waking up and ended up staying up till 1:30 last night. I wanted something more like a mystery, something more like, I don't know, like something that's going to kind of break me a little bit. And I've heard nothing but great things about this book, but it is the kind of book that's a little bit hard to read at times, and that is The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhone. I didn't really get far. I'm only on page 22, and this is it's a mystery. Historical fiction is what the main genre of this book is, but it's also a mystery because we're following a midwife by the name of Martha, who is asked to examine this body that they've ended up finding in the river, dumped in the river. And so the body of this specific person is one of the people that actually allegedly attacked and raped, along with another guy, this housewife while her husband was away. That's all I've read so far. I know this is based off of sexual assault, and I'm very picky and I don't like reading books like that because those are very triggering. Not that I've ever experienced that in my life, but books like that are very hard-hitting and triggering, but I also know that they're very important to read and to, you know, acknowledge that these type of things happen. But I've heard nothing but great things. I've heard that this also goes into the justice system, maybe. I could be wrong, but it also goes into the justice system and how these two men got away with certain things until certain events occurred. I don't know. All I know is that it's very hard hitting. It's a mystery, you know, there's a mystery to be solved of who murdered this guy. And it's also very hard to read at times, but I heard it's very, very great. So I decided to start reading this. I'm gonna slowly chip away at it. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna get to finish all of these books in this vlog, but I know that this interests me and I do want to read it. And the only reason why The only time I don't like to read about certain triggering things is if I didn't know jumping into the book that it was going to be triggering and then all of a sudden it slaps me in the face. Like if I had no idea that those trigger warnings were in that book and I'm reading along and all of a sudden events happen, that's when I really don't enjoy my time of reading it. But if I know going into it, it's about a sexual assault victim and things that occur afterwards, then I kind of know what to expect and I'm not as shocked when I read certain descriptions or certain things. So pray that I will be able to get through this because it does sound like it's a very interesting story. And then also today when I was painting my nails, instead of just sitting there waiting for my nail polish to dry and being bored out of my mind because I'm a very impatient person, I decided to listen to another audiobook that I had sitting on my Libby app for quite some time and I have to return it in 9 days. And this is also part of my TBR for the month of February. So that is Assistant to the Villain And in this one, I'm only like 5% in. I'm only on chapter 1, and it's so hilarious. This one is a fantasy office romance about an assistant who is the assistant to a villain. However, the villain is not this nasty looking, gross man. He's actually very handsome and very attractive. So there's that aspect of it. It's so fun, it's funny, it's hilarious. She calls him your royal evilness. There's things like that. There's severed heads coming out of the ceiling. That's how he decorates his castle, and I'm having such a great time. The story starts off with, I think her name is Evelyn. Yeah, Evie. Her name is Evie, short for Evelyn. She has recently lost her job. She's trying to make ends meet because her dad can't work anymore because he has a medical condition. So he can't really help make money for the household. And so she just recently got a job but felt the need to give it to another lady who was in more dire need for it. She's walking in the forest, kind of moping around, and I think, what is the forest called? Hickory Forest. And she stumbles upon, what is his name? Oh my gosh, his name is, oh my gosh, I don't know. I forgot the name of the main character. It's so funny. The villain, King of Darkness, Hunter of Dreams. I don't know. I forgot what his name is, but she stumbles upon him because he's wounded because he has been attacked by 3 soldiers who are trying to take something from him. So they kind of both get into this predicament together, and then she helps him, kind of helps him to his rescue, and then he gives her a job. You know, she tells him about the fact that she doesn't have a job, and he gives her a job knowing that information. That's where I'm at right now with the story, and obviously it's a romance, so I'm very excited to get through this one this month because already it's so funny. She's like, what? I can't be your assistant. I mean, I don't agree with you killing people and torturing people and all that stuff. I'm not the kind of person that you want to hire. I'm not going to back you up with certain things like that. And he's like, you just have to do some paperwork, you know. He just basically gives her like very minimal expectations to be his assistant. Like, she doesn't have to be part of his killings or his torturings or anything like that. She just has to be making sure that she gets to work on time, does some office work, you know, probably schedules everything for him type of thing. So I'm so excited. This is so funny, and I just can't wait to read more. I know this is part of a series. Already I'm having a great time. I can't wait to see what my rating is going to be when I finish this book. Okay, so now let's move on to what I really wanted to share with you, aside from my books anyways. So I ordered from the Bookish Box when they were having their Black Friday sale, and I finally got it. I ordered 2 things. One is a book, and the other one is like a teacup set, just one teacup set with a saucer. And I can't wait to show you because I've been waiting so long to get this. The reason why I got the book was that not only did it sound interesting, but the way that they customized this book, I just had to have it. It's so beautiful. And it's about royals, and it's probably about scandal as well, and just royal people doing bad things, something like that. I don't know. And then the teacup and saucer I got because it's inspired by, I haven't read the series, but I've seen the TV series, and I absolutely love the show so much. I figured, you know, I want to be able to drink more tea, and this is probably the best way to do it, by drinking it out of a fancy like teacup and saucer. Let me show you the book first, okay? Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. Like, the videos and the unboxings of this book does it no justice. So the book is, and it's so heavy. Okay, so the book is A Crown of Ivy and Glass by Claire Legrand. Look how beautiful this dust jacket is on this book. Oh my gosh, I think this is also part of a series. I don't know. But look how pretty that is. Here's the back. Let's look at the edges now. They're like a salmon-y pinky color. So pretty. And it wraps around all the way. The end papers and just the naked cover of this book is what really got me. Oh my gosh. Okay, here is the reversible dust jacket. Stunning. Gorgeous. It also has like some foiling details on it, which are so stunning. It's so pretty. Here is the naked cover, you guys. Look at this beautiful rose gold foiling that they added to this cover. Oh my gosh, look at that. It is so pretty, and it's such great quality. I can't. Look at the end papers. Look at this gorgeous couple. Like, wouldn't you want to read this book? My gosh, it's beautiful. Here's the other side. Same thing, and it is so heavy. My gosh, it's so heavy, but it's well done. Well done. Signed, pen signed by the author. Lady Gemma Ashbourne seemingly has it all. She's young, gorgeous, and rich. Her family was anointed by the gods, blessed with incredible abilities. But underneath her glittering facade, Gemma is deeply sad. Years ago, her sister Mara was taken to the Middle Mist to guard against treacherous magic. Her mother abandoned the family. Her father and eldest sister Farin, embroiled in a deadly blood feud with a mysterious Basque family, often forgot Gemma exists. Worst of all, Gemma is the only Ashbourne to possess no magic. Instead, her body fights it like poison. Constantly ill, aching with loneliness, Gemma craves love and yearns to belong. Then she meets this devastatingly handsome Talon Destire. His family destroyed themselves, seduced by a demon, and Talon, the only survivor, is determined to redeem their honor. Intrigued and enchanted, Gemma proposes a bargain. She'll help Talon navigate high society if he helps her destroy the Basques. According to the popular legend, a demon called the Man with the Three-Eyed Crown is behind the family's blood feud. Slay the demon and the feud. But attacks on the Middle Mist are increasing. The plot against the Basques quickly spirals out of control, and something immense and terrifying is awakening in Gemma, drawing her in toward Talon and an all-consuming passion that could destroy her or show her the true strength of her power at last. That sounds very, very interesting. And it's so pretty, you guys. I'm very happy with it. Oh my gosh, it's very pretty. The teacup set, okay? I'm so excited about this. And it's a very small teacup set, which I don't mind because I don't drink a lot of tea. So I really don't mind that it's just a regular size, you know? So it's inspired by Game of Thrones, okay? I love Game of Thrones. It comes with its own little spoon. Look at how gorgeous this spoon is. If you can see the inside, I don't think you can, but if you could see it, the inside has a dragon on it and it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. Here's the teacup and it says, "A reader lives 1,000 lives." Look at that. I don't know. I think it's too pretty for me to actually use. Inside is a dragon. I might just display it on my shelves. I don't know. Here is the saucer. Oh, it's gorgeous. And then I feel so fancy. Look at this. My own fancy little teacup and saucer. It's perfect. I can also have espresso on this. And then, you know, as the royals do. I don't know, guys. But that's so pretty. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Even though I waited a million gazillion years for it, I'm happy. So what I'm going to do now is I am finally done filming for the day. I have to edit. I have to have lunch. And then go out and pick up Charlie from school. So I will update you once I have another reading update. Good morning. Okay, it is Thursday now. It's been a few days. I wanted to give you an update as far as my reading goes. So the last couple of days I've been super busy. I haven't had a lot of time to read because I've been editing videos and filming and posting, so I haven't been able to read much. The little that I've read so far, I'm on page 244 of Queen of Shadows. I'm still really enjoying it, but I felt like yesterday I just wanted a little break from it just because I'm craving like a thriller or a mystery or some kind of book like that. So I put this one down and I picked up The Frozen River again, and now I'm on page 74. And even though the story starts off a little slow, my gosh, is it getting so juicy, you guys. So juicy. Let me take off my headphones because I sound like I'm muffled. But anyways, the story is getting so juicy, and oh my gosh, the absurdity of it, like the scandalousness of it, like if that's even a word, is just insane to me. And this book is based, it says, a gripping historical mystery inspired by the life and diary of Martha Ballard, a re-owned 18th century midwife who defied the legal system and wrote herself into American history. I'm interested in that. I'm gonna have to research it and look into her life a little bit because this is based off of her life and her diary entries, but how true is it? Because I think this is just, yeah, it's still considered a fiction. My gosh, like back then, how women weren't taken seriously and just everything that's going on. Mainly, this book is about a midwife who obviously is kind of a doctor, and she acts kind of as one who can determine the cause of death for people. She delivers babies, and it's a small town. The story starts off with her being called to inspect a body that was found in the river. Now, this body belonged to one of the men that was involved in sexually assaulting a married woman along with a judge, When this happened to the victim, her husband was away for business and she waited 2 months to come clean and basically state her accusations towards these two men. Everything was dismissed. Nobody really looked into it. Nobody was charged or convicted of anything. It was just like pushed under the rug. A few months later, one of the men involved in this assault was found dead in the river. And so our main character, Martha, is called in after she delivers a baby to inspect his body. And what she determines is that it wasn't an accidental death. He did not fall because he was intoxicated into the river and the river kind of took him. He was actually brutally murdered. He was basically beaten to death on his face, on his body. There's markings and bruises. Also in his groin, in his private part area. That was smashed in, which was, that's vividly in my mind. And also, he was beaten to death, and then he was hanged because his neck was snapped, and then he was thrown in the river. So it was like a brutal murder, basically. With that being said, she goes and she visits the victim of this man. She tells him that he's been murdered, and obviously with a person that bad, you kind of feel like good riddance. Like, I'm actually happy he was murdered and killed and he's not on this earth anymore. And so the victim stated that, and she asked her, do you think that my husband did it? Do you think that my husband could have possibly murdered him? And if he did, good. And so that was said while this conversation's taking place at the victim's home. The victim's servant or the victim's nanny or maid or something like that overhears and eavesdrops on this conversation. So when Martha goes to the court meeting and testifies against what she thinks happened to this man, she claims that the cause of death was murder. While she was inspecting the body during that time, another doctor stepped in, and in this time, as she's stating her case to the judge, which also happens to be the second man involved in this sexual assault, which is totally conflict of interest, he states otherwise. He states that the man was intoxicated, he fell in the river, and he froze to death. And so now we have two contradicting statements, and Martha Ballard's statement is kind of like ignored. So the judge, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but the judge is determining it an accidental death. And forget Martha's statement. She says, fine, that's fine, but you also have to put in the statements that they're contradicting statements, just to put it on record, because legally they have to. As this is happening and as she's walking out of the courtroom or the tavern or whatever they hold their court meetings, in comes in the victim's servant or maid or whatever she is to testify against that statement, stating that she also thinks it was a murder, but that the victim's husband actually murdered that man. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm on page 74. So it's like, we know that this book is based off of scandals and, you know, things like that, solely around the theme of sexual assault. So I'm not sure if this was spoilery or not, because we know going into the synopsis that this murder is being investigated and this man is found in the river. I'm sorry if this, you know, if I gave you a little bit of a spoiler. I don't think I did, because this really happens in the beginning of the book. But anyways, the book started off slow and now I'm totally invested in this scandal and how men and women obviously weren't equal back then. The influences that did to this specific case. And so I feel bad for the victim, because instead of her case being brought to justice, because she's a woman and because she was alone when she claimed she was assaulted by these two men, the court system and most of the town is not taking her seriously. If anything, she's being ridiculed and judged by the fact that maybe it wasn't a sexual assault, that maybe she wanted this to happen. And so there's so many things happening, and it's just, it's very interesting for sure. I wanted to update you on my reading before the lighting is so bad. I'm so sorry, you guys. Before I made us breakfast, so me and Jax this morning did a workout. We did cardio today. I hate cardio days, by the way. Like, they're just not my thing. I hate them so much. But anyways, let me update you on what I've read so far. So Queen of Shadows, I'm already on page 302. It's picking up again. It's really, really good. This one, for right now, I'm enjoying it, but for some reason, the pacing on this one is not as intriguing as Air of Fire. I'm still loving it, just the pacing is different. Let me see if I could do something about this light, because I look atrocious right now. Okay, so that's a little better. Okay, so still enjoying it, still reading it. I'm hoping to finish this within the next 3 or 4 days, maybe. I don't know. I'm also reading The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon, and this has caught me by surprise. It is really good. It's slow, but it's scandalous. Like, it is. Some of the things that are happening in this book, I'm just in shock. And to know and think that this is how life used to be for women back in the day, like, this was normal living. The fact that women didn't really have rights, the fact that women had to be married in order to have a say in anything, the fact that if you're not married and you have a relationship with somebody, that's frowned upon, the fact that women really can't say or do much in court unless a man is present, one that is either related to her or married to her, and the fact that women weren't allowed to learn, read, write, to learn how to read and write is just mind-blowing to me. Like, makes me feel grateful that I wasn't raised in that time, because man, did women have it really hard, and they still do sometimes. So I am really enjoying this. I'm on page 157, and yeah, that's all I can say. I really can't tell you details as far as what's going on in the book. I've already explained kind of what the synopsis is and how we started this story. If I explain any more, then what's the point of reading the book for you guys? You know what I'm saying? So I highly recommend this book. I anticipate this being a 4, 4.5, or even a 5. It just depends on how it ends. I really love the main character, Martha. I think she's resilient, and she is bold and brave and courageous, and is not afraid to speak up, even though it is not allowed during this time, is not afraid to speak her mind and stand up for what's right. I'm really enjoying it. I love it. Still reading Assistant to the Villain, but I haven't really made much progress in that one. I've just not been in the mood to read it, you know, to progress yet, but I'm also kind of in the mood to read a thriller, believe it or not. So I might be starting a thriller, and we'll see how long this vlog is, because obviously, realistically, I'm not gonna finish like 4 books and then close out the vlog. I'm gonna see if I can finish at least 2 and then go from there. It just depends on how long this vlog goes for. Those are my updates. It's Friday. I did not clean the house. The house is not messy, so I'm just gonna take this time to catch up on reading, because the last couple of days I haven't really been reading much. So yeah, before I do that, I'm gonna make me and Jack some breakfast and then go on with my day. Try it first. Let me know what you think. Do you like it? Is it yummy? Okay, try the shake now. Is that yummy?
Beneath the starlit sky, our love's secret line, like leaves we soar so high. Beneath the moonlight, the soft touch your hand in mine gets me every time. Lost in the city lights, our love's electric ride. You make me feel alive. I know July is gone. You make me feel at home. you're there, ease my mind. Like stars that never die, you and I will shine during the darkest times. As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading, there's nothing to do but bask in the glory of the winter sun. Maybe this is the season of love. As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading, there's nothing to do but bask in the glory of the winter sun. Maybe this is the season of love. Maybe this is the season of love.
Okay, sorry for the weird angle, but I wish I would have been filming this as I'm reading the end of chapter 43, page 359. If you've read this book, page 359, my God. I need a minute. Like, I need a minute. Okay, I'm just like, this is, oh my gosh, this is so bad, you guys, like, so bad. Let me fix the angle. I don't even know what to say without giving anything away. I'm just so upset, stunned, shocked. I'm just gonna keep reading.
Beneath the starlit sky, our love's secret line, like leaves we soar so high. Beneath the moonlight, self-touch your hand in mine.
Okay, I know, like, I'm completely a wreck. I'm not gonna say anything, I'm not gonna say any spoilers, but chapter 75, man, like, what these characters do for each other is just, oh God. I don't know why this chapter, like, has hit me so hard. Because the honorable things that these characters do for one another, it's unreal. Okay, I'm gonna keep ugly crying, and I'll give you an update later.
Beneath the starlit sky, our love's secret line, like leaves we soar so high. Beneath the moonlight, self-touch your hand in mine, gets me every time. Lost in the city lights, our love's electric right. You make me feel alive. I know July is gone. You make me feel at home in the neon glow. As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading, there's nothing to do but bask in the
Out of all the books, this one so far has wrecked me the most. Okay, ignore the lighting, ignore my hair. I'm currently doing an oil treatment on my hair. And ignore the fact that I am not or have not worn a lot of makeup throughout this whole vlog. Sorry. I'm thinking in the moment and I gotta get my message and my feelings and my opinions across before I move on. So I ended up finishing, let me go get the book. I ended up finishing Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I finished this yesterday. My goodness. This one so far has completely and utterly wrecked me. In the best way, in the worst way. I had so many emotions, so many feelings. I cried so much. This book was really, really good. I ended up giving it a 5-star. I did like the way this one ended. Since I'm buddy reading this, we decided we're gonna go ahead and simmer from this series until next month and continue with a tandem read of Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn next month if we're feeling like it and we're ready to it, because basically next month's plans are going to be me just reading those 2 books at least. Anything else that I get lucky enough to read, I will definitely read, but that is basically my main priority next month. My gosh, like this one's even tabbed more than Air of Fire, and this book just, so many things happen, so many different elements, so many monsters, so many, like, I don't even know how to explain it without giving anything away. So many, I don't know, courageous things that the characters do for each other. Like, I don't know, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but 5-star. It was amazing. So after that, I'm still reading Frozen Air by Ariel Lahan. I'm still in the process of reading that one, but I wasn't in the mood for it, so I picked Assistant to the Villain back up, and now I'm on page 95, chapter 13, and I'm loving this book so much. It is so fun and funny. I'm just having the best time of my life. I love the fact that Evie speaks her mind. She's very blunt. She's very socially awkward, but in the best way. Like, she'll tell you something that she feels to your face even though she shouldn't or it's inappropriate. She doesn't know how to differentiate between the two, so she just speaks her mind, and it's so good. The villain is described as this really tall, muscular, handsome man. It doesn't help that he's handsome. At least it doesn't help Evie that he's handsome because, you know, he is the villain. The funny part is that even though he does severed heads and he does torture people and he does do bad things during certain times, there's a little soft spot inside of him. Like, he's a little softy. A good example of that would be this frog right here. Okay, if you see in the cover, it's this frog holding up a sign that says help. So I highlighted some of the parts introducing this frog, and his name is Kinsley. It's such a cute name. Like, if we ever have a dog, aside from naming the dog Douglas, which was the idea, I would love to name our dog Kinsley. It's just so cute. Okay, so he's a toad named Kinsley, or he's a frog named Kinsley. He has been captured by the villain as his prisoner for over 10 years. He's a magical creature, so he's well sought out, you know. People do anything to obtain creatures like this, and so the villain has him as his prisoner. But he has like his own little spot, and he wears a crown, and he has his own little spot designated for him on the villain's office desk. And also when they're taking horse rides, the frog has his own little pedestal, his own little seat, so he can enjoy the sun. So there's things like that that are so funny. Things like that that make the villain a softie. So Kinsley is his prisoner. What he does is he tends to hold up signs to you with one word on him, and so that's just how the creature communicates. And the villain expressed his irritations, his frustrations on how the fact that he has been getting unsolicited counsel from Kinsley the whole entire 10 years that they've been together, that he's had him, and so either Kinsley is giving him unwanted advice or he is always trying to escape from him. So it's so funny. I just wanted to read to you when Kinsley is introduced. Here's one part that I thought was so cute and makes the villain seem like a softie, because she noticed on their ride to her house, she noticed Kinsley is sitting on this little pedestal next to the carriage, on the carriage. She goes, "Do you bring Kinsley for carriage rides often?" she asked. Her boss didn't look at her or their web-toed friend as he said, "Even I'm not so evil that I won't allow him a little sunlight." Okay, so there's that. Or the villain's name is Tristan, which I love his name. This is when Kinsley is introduced. It says, Tristan walked around his desk and seated himself in his chair, ignoring Kinsley as the frog seemingly moved closer to Sage. Kinsley had sat on his desk every day for the past nearly 10 years, giving Tristan quite unwanted counsel with his ridiculous one-worded signs. It was incredible how the amphibian only needed one word to irritate. It was a talent. Or like when they arrive to her house and her little sister says, is that a frog with a crown? I thought that part was funny too. So Lisa's Evie's sister, 10-year-old sister. It says, a stray ribbit from the carriage caught Lisa's attention as she leaned past both Evie and the villain to look. Her face scrunched, but her young eyes were delighted. Is that a frog wearing a crown? Evie and her boss turned back toward the carriage. Kinsley was holding another of his signs, this one reading, help. How funny is that? It's just so cute. I wish I had a frog, like, magical creature frog that wrote, like, random one-word signs. Because he's a prisoner, the villain reached back, quickly ripping the sign from the animal. Give me that, you little traitor. His words came out on a growl, which morphed quickly into a cough when he saw Evie and his sister's amused expressions. I am having such a blast reading this book. I absolutely adore it. I love it so much. It's so funny. Like, every other word is hilarious. I wanted to start tabbing it, but I would find myself tabbing every single other sentence in here because it's just that funny. So I'm having such a fun time reading this book. Already, I know it's going to be a 5-star, maybe a 4.5, we'll see, but most likely a 5 just because I'm having the most amazing time reading this. I'm only on page 85 and I'm looking forward to what else this is going to bring. It's going to be a series, so I don't know if it's going to be a 2 or 3 book series, probably a 3-book series, but I'm loving it. Loving it so far. I have 5 days left before my Libby hold on this book expires and I have to either renew it or wait to get it renewed, but I'm really hoping to finish this obviously in less than 5 days. I think I could do it. It's not even a long book. I want to finish this, then I'll probably jump back into Frozen River or probably read a thriller because I'm craving a thriller. Most likely I'll definitely finish this book in this vlog and maybe finish a 3rd book. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling and we'll see how long this vlog is. I haven't even started editing it, so I don't even know how long it's gonna be and I already feel like it's already too long. So I'm gonna keep reading this today. Like I said, I'm doing a hair oil treatment right now. I just finished working out, so I'm gonna make myself my protein shake, listen to this as I'm drinking it. Then I'm gonna wash my hair because I bought like a few different hair products I want to try on my hair and I'm really excited to see the results. I used them on my daughter yesterday and her hair smells divine and it feels so soft, so I have high hopes. I've been on this unwanted hair journey for the longest time. Like, I'm going through these growing pains of trying to grow out my hair. As I'm getting older, my hair is not as silky, you know, and it's not as thin as it used to be. Now it's like thick and I hate it. I hate the feeling of it. I hate the weight of it, but I want to tame it. I want to train it to just do what I want it to do, which is the impossible for me. That aside, that's what I'm going to do. We do have a doctor's appointment today. We have to take Charlie to the doctor's because she's starting to get the cold again. Hopefully nobody else in this family gets it, but I'm probably the next target. That always happens to me. That's pretty much it. Those are my updates for now, and I will check back in when I can. Oh my god, look at my hair. Look at my hair. I am extremely, I don't know if you can see it. I'm like not the best at showing these things, but look at that. Okay, let's see. Look at my hair, you guys. This is probably really bright lighting. I'm in my bathroom right now, obviously. But look. Look at my hair. It is so pretty. I'm so happy with it. It took forever, but I'm happy. I'm happy with the results. And this is like my first time using it. So I've been using their oils, like their Moroccan oil. It's Moroccan, this Moroccan oil brand. So I've been using their hair oil for a little bit, but I don't think I've been using it the way that I want it to use it, meaning the way I want it to react to my hair. But today, I used all the products because I bought a bunch of things. I'm very stingy when it comes to spending money on hair products because I am very impatient. I don't know what to use. I'm not girly in that sense. I'm girly in other ways, but when it comes to like maintenance on my hair and my skincare, I want the fastest, easiest, less toxin, animal cruelty free and all that stuff, but I don't want to put a lot of work into my hair or doing the things. So when I finally decide I want to buy something and spend money on it, I like to make sure that it's something that I'm going to use. And obviously you don't know that unless you use products and you find out by using them. But right away, I already know by using something that I don't like it. And I end up spending money on that because I end up not liking it. It's kind of a waste of money because I don't want to use it. I'm not the type of person that will like use the product until it's done because I wasted money on it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Long story short, I bought their conditioner, their shampoo this is all for hydration for my hair because my hair has been super dried out. I bought the shampoo, conditioner. I also bought their hair mask, which I did that today. I've had their hair oil and they just gave me another oil sample. And before that, I used their dry scalp treatment. This beautiful tiny little bottle right here. I used it for 10 minutes, left it out of my hair like I was talking to you guys about. I already know, like I feel my hair feel a huge difference. And then after I showered, I used their all-in-one conditioner, leave-in conditioner, which is this right here. It confuses me because I thought this was thermal protectant. So it doesn't say it's thermal protectant for your hair tools. It just says it protects against thermal damage. So it's not really a thermal protector. So I use this and then I use their styling cream, hydrating styling cream. This right here. And then because I've had accumulated products, I have this heat protectant because I didn't buy one from them because I didn't know I had to, and it's Wade's heat protectant spray. I really like how it smells, but I don't like how heavy it is on my hair. It literally instantly makes my hair greasy, so I just lightly sprayed it. I styled it with this rolly hairbrush thing that I have, and this is the product I got. And normally I straighten my hair because I hate how voluminous it is. No, not today. I feel like I just walked out of the hair salon. And after I finished doing all that, then I put a good amount of their Moroccan hair oil. So now you know why I don't really like hair wash day. And I'm also trying to grow out my hair. So it's going to take longer to like treat it and stuff. Like it's going to take longer to style it. But the results though, like look at the results. I'm sorry about the lighting, guys, but look at the results. Like, I'm so happy with it. I think it looks so pretty. Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. It is obviously February 14th, Valentine's Day. I have not been on here for a while. I have just been slowly chipping away at my books. We had a great Valentine's Day morning. We gave the kids cute little stuffed animals. We gave them some chocolates and, yeah, that's pretty much it. We didn't really do a lot. We just hung out, relaxed at the house. But I figured I would just give you a little update because I am almost done with Assistant to the Villain. So I am on chapter 44, page 261. I just absolutely love this book. I think this book is going to be probably a 5-star read for me because it's just so funny and fun and entertaining. I'm just having the best time reading it. So my goal today is I just want to finish this book. And because it's Valentine's Day, I'm kind of in a mood for another romance. This vlog is gonna be probably a 2-month vlog. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But I don't feel like reading The Frozen River because that is a little bit on the depressing side, like just on the sad, serious side. So I kind of want to start another romance. I don't know if I'm going to finish it in this vlog. I will see, but I'm going to finish this today. I have like 3 hours left on the audiobook of this. So I'm definitely going to finish this today, and then I'll probably jump to either Raiders of a Lost Heart or Pride and Prejudice, which is my next Libby hold that's gonna expire soon. Or I kind of want to read Love on the Brain. So Love on the Brain, I also have a hold on it, but I have like 17 days left. Raiders of a Lost Heart is my Once Upon a Book Club February Valentine's Day box. So for the sake of Valentine's Day, I feel like this is the book that I need to start next. And it also comes with gifts. So the only problem is that I don't have my hands on the audiobook of this yet, and I don't know if I want to purchase it on Audible, but I do kind of want to start this book now after I finish this one. I will check back in once I finish Assistant to the Villain and once I start another book. So I just got done finishing homework with Charlie, and I am so excited to start this book. This is the book that I'm going to start right after the Assistant to the Villain. I literally have like 30 minutes left before I finish that book, so I'm going to start this tonight. With the books, they always have like a print art with it, and on the back, they have like the author's note. And I was reading the author's note about this book and it just made me so excited. I'll just read you the bottom part of it because it just made me that much more excited to read the book. I hope Raiders of the Lost Heart takes you through a romantic romp through the Mexican jungle, all from the comfort of your home, car, vacation, the park, wherever you like to read. Because that's the glory of a book. You can take it and it can take you anywhere. I love that. I love that so much. I love that she said that. So I am going to read this tonight. I'm going to start it tonight and I'm so excited. It says the first gift to receive will be on page, ooh, it's actually page 55. I also like the size of this book. It's like a fun small size. I like it. I will be reading this tonight, preferably with a glass of wine and some chocolates to go with it. I think we're going to have a nice, cozy stay in Valentine state. Okay, I'm not sure if I let you guys know that on Valentine's Day, I did end up finishing Assistant to the Villain. 5 stars. 5 stars, hands down. It was so good. It was so funny, so memorable. Like, I almost want to read it again. I was on my Instagram yesterday and I was sharing to you guys just a couple of lines in the book that were so hilarious to me. It just made me want to crave reading it again. I've never reread a book ever in my life. This would be the kind of book that I would definitely read again over and over again because it's such a fun time. It literally reminds me of one of those cheesy, corny movies that take place back in the day where there's knights and horses and carriages and the banter and the dialogue is very cheesy, but you just can't get enough because it's so hilarious. That is exactly what this book is. Just so fun. And also my favorite character hands down has to be the frog. The frog, Kinsley, is so funny. The fact that he is this prince trapped in a frog's body, held prisoner by the villain, is hilarious. The fact that he has one-word signs all the time. The fact that he gives the villain unsolicited advice every single time and he has a personality because he is a human being inside that frog body of his is just so funny. Okay, I had no idea that my son was literally in the background. He bumped his like head on the door trying to put a t-shirt on, so I had to go and console him a little bit. This book is just so good, you guys. If you haven't read it already, I'm sure you haven't. I'm like the last person on earth to have finally read this book. It ends on a cliffhanger. There's going to be 3 books in this series and I'm just so excited for the next one. I think the next one comes in March and then the last one comes like a couple months after that, which is amazing because I love this. People say that writing is not the best, you know, all that, but sometimes you need a book like this because I was fine with the writing. It's easy to read. It's got such corny dialogue that I just can't help but eat it up because it's just so fun. I'm very excited to see what is next and see what happens because again, this book ended in a cliffhanger that I was not expecting. 5 stars. It was so good. It was so fun and I kind of just want to reread it again. Like I kind of want to just be in this world again and be with these characters and laugh with Kinsley and like just laugh at the funny shit that they say amongst each other. After that book, I picked up Raiders of the Lost Heart by Joe Segura. I'm on page 126. It's okay. The dialogue is for adults. It is supposed to be a heavily steamy book. I haven't gone into any of the scenes, but the dialogue is definitely there. I don't know, it just feels like it's a little forced. Like the author is trying to like make the dialogue force as far as their interactions go, as far as their attraction goes. You know that they're gonna get together eventually and it's just leading up to that point, but it feels forced. Like I don't believe it. I feel like it's being rushed too much, even though the characters are said to have known each other since grad school for over 10 years. I still don't believe their chemistry. If you don't know what this book is about, this book is about two archaeologists. We're following Dr. Sakura or Corey Mejia, and we're following Dr. Ford Matthews. They're both archaeologists. He kind of took her dream job from her, sort of kind of stole it a little bit for his own reasons. She has had a chip over her shoulder because of that, and also because they had this moment 10 years ago in the library, and 2 days later catches him kissing another woman, and so she's bitter about that. In this story, Dr. Matthews is actually set to dig in the Mexican jungle to find the long lost remains of Chamali, which happens to be, or so Dr. Mejia, Corey, the main female character, believes it's a part of her ancestry. Because of this, he is set to do her dream dig, and he's doing it for certain circumstances, certain personal reasons. Spends 3 months in the jungle trying to dig these remains, doesn't find anything, so he decides to recruit Corey, the main female character, to help him with that. He's getting desperate and he's running out of time. He needs to do this for his personal sake and his personal reasons. The story is about them in the Mexican jungle trying to find these remains. It's important to Corey because she believes myths have shown that it is part of her ancestry. It's important to Dr. Matthews because he has other personal reasons that he's dealing with in his life. He needs the money he gets for finding these remains in order to do something in his personal life. There's a lot of sexual tension there. There's a lot of banter going on, little sly comments that they think about each other. But again, it's okay. It's not the greatest. I will say in my TBR video, I mentioned that this book is Once Upon a Book Club's special Valentine's Day edition box, which is separate from their monthly boxes. This one specifically is made for just adults, 18 years and older. And I was like, what could possibly be in this box that a book box would provide? And I thought, honestly, it was going to be handcuffs. Well, my first present was not handcuffs. Okay, let's just say it was some kind of a toy, and I'm actually super surprised that a book box would be that bold and provide that. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying, like, very surprised that that is in the box, and so is my husband. So anyways, moving on. Today is Friday, guys. I am fortunately going to clean the house this week. I didn't do it last week. I need to do it this week. Otherwise, the dust is just going to compile and I'm going to be sitting around it and it's annoying. So I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to do some laundry and I'm just going to listen to Raiders of the Lost Heart. I want to finish this book today. Is that very ambitious? Yes, it is. But I really want to finish it because I want to move on. I want to read other books and I want to close out this vlog eventually. I mean, I feel like I've been doing this vlog forever. For the entirety of February and the last week of January, basically. I want to try to get at least this last book in the vlog because what did I read? I have read 2 so far. I read Queen of Shadows, Assistant to the Villain, and I want to finish the vlog with this. Also, it's another romance, so it is appropriate for the February month. This is definitely not going to be aired out in February. It's going to be aired out in March, but oh well, guys. Oh well. Anyways, I'm gonna go clean and I will catch up with you later. It is now Saturday. So I ended up finishing Raiders of the Lost Heart yesterday. I think it only took me a day and a half to finish this book. I have to say, I'm gonna give it a 3 because I didn't really connect with the characters, meaning I didn't feel like the relationship was real. It was more lusty than anything and it almost felt really forced. There were times where the story was fun, but I just... like the sexual chemistry that they had with each other kind of made me cringe a little bit, and it was all about their sexual tension and not really about the love until the very last minute of the book. So I don't know. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Maybe just adventure rom-coms like this are not my thing. Unfortunately, I don't know if this was for me. Maybe I'm not the right audience for this because I really didn't care much about the adventure, the mystery behind it, and I didn't care much about anything in this book. But I'm still going to give it a 3 because it's not a bad book. It's just probably not for me. So I'm going to end the vlog here. I did manage to finish 3 books in this vlog. I managed to finish Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, The Assistant to the Villain, which I really, really want to reread, and Raiders of the Lost Heart. So Raiders of the Lost Heart, I gave a 3-star, Assistant to the Villain 5 stars, and of course Queen of Shadows 5 stars. I also in this vlog did start The Frozen River. I'm on page 157. I'm not going to finish it in this vlog. I am enjoying it, but it's not like your pick-me-up story. It's more of a sad, not depressing, but it's more of a serious story that I'm really not in the mood to finish or read right now. So I'm putting this down for now, but I am going to pick it up at some point. Maybe this month, maybe towards the end of the month. And I also did start A Fragile Enchantment yesterday, which I'm only on chapter 6, page 64. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the royal-esque of it. I'm enjoying just basically how snobby the main male character is. He's like really rude. Almost, I haven't read Pride and Prejudice, but he gives me that Mr. Darcy vibe based on what I've heard of that book. I'm gonna finish this obviously this month at some point. Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed this long and watched the entire video, thank you so much. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching me ramble about books all the time. This is truly one of my passions, so I really appreciate it. Thank you again so much. So that's it. That's it for this vlog. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye!